Have you ever wondered why people like playing hard games? No? Well, we got something for you. Keep watching, and you'll find out, and be left utterly befuddled.
Why do you play hard games?
I don't. I don't play hard games. I play, like Kirby. That's an amazing question, Josh. If you guys didn't hear that, he basically asked, or to quote him, he was like, Quandarion, why do you play hard games if you get frustrated? That's a dumb question, I'll be honest.
Dude.
Why do After some further discussion, our new topic is why people like video games in general.
Playing a lot of Elden Ring lately.
I play a lot of like first-person shooter games, like Rainbow Six, Call of Duty, games like that.
Fortnite, Valorant, and then I'll play like Madden and 2K.
2K, Madden, probably Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, Shadow War, and Cuphead. Call of Duty, Madden, 2K.
I like Elden Ring personally. It's a really fun RPG game.
I've been playing like Elden Ring.
According to Statista.com, there are over 3.2 billion people who play video games across the globe. In fact, the video game industry had a revenue of over $150 billion in 2016 alone. And according to Yahoo Finance, it's projected to be worth over $435 billion by 2028. For reference, that's more than the movie and music industry combined, which is worth only a measly $110 billion. Now with numbers like that, you have to think to yourself, what is keeping us hairless monkeys so dang interested in these video games? So today, we're going to be doing a deep dive into why people like pressing buttons while looking at pixels. Now before we jump into part 1, let's change this music from intro type stuff to something that'll get your brain drowning in a healthy dose of nostalgia while helping you think like a modern day Socrates. Now to start this off, we're going to be looking into the psychology of humans and what makes video games so different from other sources of entertainment. Now to solve this problem, we're going to need to go to a big brain to solve this big problem. So we're going to look at none other than Pete Etchells, a professor of psychology and communications in England, and also the author of a book called Lost in a Good Game. Now he says, and I quote, "Video games are a creative medium that can offer us unparalleled opportunities for exploring what it means to be human." Dang, if that doesn't get your gears turning, I don't know what can. Pause. Before we keep going, we need to go over an important psychology theory. Now this is called the self-determination theory, and it has to do with the basic psychological needs and motivation, development, and wellness for humans. Now according to Nautilus.com, they explain that the self-determination is what humans really need from their psychological and social environments to be fully functioning and thrive. In a recent study, the two people running it, Ryan and Desi, say that it basically boils down to competence, autonomy, and relatedness, and that every human needs it, and we all evolved to be inherently curious, physically active, and deeply social beings, and that we all take interest in, learn about, and gain mastery with respect to both our inner and outer worlds. Well, hot dog, that sure is a lot to gobble down. They're basically trying to say that humans desire to master something. They also want to feel free and follow their own interests and values, and they also want to have ways to bond with others, and that really no matter where you come from and what your background is, we all have these needs. At the end of the day, these are the reasons why humans take so much interest in these virtual worlds. Anyway, back to Etchells. In his book called Lost in a Good Game. He explains how video games can tap into the deeply seated human desire to travel, seek out new experiences, and absorb new knowledge about the world and about ourselves. He also explains how they free us to explore unfamiliar emotional and geographical territory and learn new things without having too much fear or anxiety. What is up, my fellow viewers? Just like last time, because we're starting a new segment, we'll be starting a new banger song. Now, to understand why humans enjoy things, we need to go to our local PogChamp, Mr. Duh. I've come to the conclusion that his last name is too difficult for me to pronounce, so instead, we will take a quick tour to our local AP psych teacher.
So I think one of the things that draws people into whatever given activity is they find it fun, right? Fun. It gets us excited. In psychology we talk about optimal arousal theory. So it gets us to the right level of excitement.
Pause. If you guys were wondering what he meant by optimal arousal theory, look at this chart real quick. Basically, when he refers to arousal, he's really just referring to stimulus in general. And basically, that when you receive too little stimulus, you become tired or bored. And with too much stimulus, you can become anxious, nervous, or stressed. And that you really want to look at the sweet spot, aka the optimal arousal.
Another thing we talk about in psychology, achievement motivation. We like to do things that are difficult but attainable, right? If we feel like it's not impossible, right? I can beat this level or get past this boss or whatever it is I'm doing, then it's enjoyable trying to get through, right? And even if I die a bunch, I'm still sitting there saying like, hey, I got a little closer, I did a little better, or oh, I almost made, this attack or whatever. I got so much closer, I'm progressing. That the challenge is what we enjoy, right? Not necessarily the completion of anything, but just the fact that we're doing something that's difficult is a lot of fun.
Alright guys, I know TikTok's been ruining your attention spans, so we're all gonna have a quick Fortnite dance brain break and then get back on track.
Sure, chemically what the experience would be like for video games, if it would mirror something like going out and playing basketball or something like that. It certainly wouldn't from like are you going to release the same amount of adrenaline and things like that? I'm not sure. You could certainly see that we're still going to release a lot of cortisol and stress hormones and stuff like that. But in terms of being competitive, it doesn't necessarily have to be I'm physically competitive, right? We know we have students who are highly competitive over grades. We have people that are highly competitive over whose outfit looks better. People want to find ways to compare themselves to others. In video games, oftentimes, you get ranked. You complete a stage in a certain amount of time and your PlayStation or Xbox says you're getting some trophy for completing a level or something like that. We like to continue to strive to see where we rate amongst our peers or just amongst our past scores, something like that, right? So people are definitely highly driven by that. So chemically, I don't know what would happen, but I would think a very similar concept would apply in terms of mentally.
Wow, Mr. AP Psych teacher spitting nothing but hardcore facts. Anyway, is it just me, or does it seem like most people who are playing video games are male? Well, this question has been long unanswered since the beginning of time, but I decided to do the research myself, and it turns out that women make up around 46% of all people playing games, and in fact, they make up over 60% of all mobile gamers. But let's be honest guys, mobile gamers aren't real gamers. So why does it seem like women really aren't as into games as much as males? Let's go back to Mr. AP Psych teacher and see what he has to say about it.
Are there tons of women that play video games and are just every bit as good as men? Absolutely. It's just less common. And because it's less common, less people are going to do it, right? Now, some of that also comes to games are oftentimes written more towards a male audience, right? So if we're talking about going and being part of a, like Ghost Recon, where soldiers were gonna go out and fight, well, that's usually what men do, right? If it's going out and, Red Dead, we're shooting people and whatever else is happening, right? It's a male character, right? It's a male role in history. So there's, to my knowledge, there's not as many games that are designed to draw females in, coupled with it being less normal. You're just not going to see as many women play as men.
Well, there you guys go. Seems like women are really an untapped market for you young entrepreneurs. Time to make some games for them and get those numbers up, because we can't be having our ladies not be real gamers. Other than that, it seems like playing video games is more culturally normal for males, and because of that, women seem to not be as interested. Anyway, before we go, I'm going to show you women what you're missing out on, because we all know those mobile games aren't slapping as hard as Elden Ring on a Friday night. And to do that, we're gonna go back to our fellow students and see what they love so much about their games.
I like the shooter games because they're fun, and there's I also like Valorant because it's like a strategy game. It's like super competitive, and then I play sports, so that's why I like the sports games.
Just the open world and how big it is, and customizing, weapons and armor and stuff.
Kind of hard. Kind of makes me really angry, but it's like fun to kill the bosses. It feels good.
I like playing competitive because it kind of like makes things harder. It gives me a challenge. I mean, I also like playing most games just for fun. But it's really nice to like have some competition.
The challenge and messing with people online as well.
I like the battle royale part of it and playing with friends.
Like entertaining to play.
Well, Fortnite, it was just a very popular game, and it's something I was just really good at, and I enjoyed playing it with my friends. And Valorant was something we transitioned to after Fortnite started dying down. So what I like about Valorant is the character designs and the abilities, pretty much.
Because it's hard, but then once you figure it out, it's like, damn, I did that. While other games will hold your hand throughout the game and make it less rewarding.
Red Dead Redemption 2. The story's pretty fun, and the open world is cool. I like shooting people. That's all.
From open worlds to playing with friends and to ruining other people's day online, there's a place and reason for everybody to play and enjoy games. For all you ladies and gentlemen out there, and Maddox, who unfortunately has a deep resentment towards video games, so assuming he showed up to class today, I hope this video changed everyone's mind, including his, and maybe tonight you'll hop on a game and play with a couple pals, or maybe even just play by yourself. As long as you're having fun, doesn't really matter.